Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my channel. So today we are going to talk about Docker Compose and what is the purpose of Docker Compose. So if you've been following this mini series of tutorials up to now, you probably know already how to create some application and how to create a Docker image out of it. And then how to run that image in Docker container. But what in cases when you need to create some application that is going to run in multiple Docker containers? That means that those containers need to communicate with one another. And maybe the best example would be a web server. So you need some application for front end, some for back end, and you need some kind of file storage, maybe database or something like that. Well, that is exact purpose of Docker Compose. So we are not going to build the images directly, we are going to use Docker Compose in order to build the entire project. And one word about install. If you are using Docker Desktop on Windows or Mac, you probably have Docker Compose already installed on your system. In Linux, if you have Docker already installed, it's really simple to install Docker Compose. So you're just going to run sudo apt on Ubuntu, for example. Install docker compose v2. And why I'm using version 2? Because with Docker Compose on some systems, you could experience problems with building your projects. And that is problem that I'm probably going to address in next episode. For now, I'm just going to show you how to use Docker Compose. I'm going to press enter now, and I already have this installed, so I'm going to clear my screen. And now let me show you my local directory. I have two directories in here, client and server. These two are Python applications, and these two applications are exchanging numbers. It's really simple code, I'm going to explain that, but I'm not going to go in details because this is not episode about Python, it's about Docker. So basically what I want to create Docker images out of these two applications. I want to run them in a Docker container, and I want those two images to be able to communicate with one another. But first I'm going to show you what I have in server. So of course we need a Docker file. I'm going to open the Docker file, sudo nano docker file. It's really simple. If you've been following this mini series, you already know what is all of this. So we are using image of Python 3-slim. We are setting Python environment variables. This is housekeeping stuff. We are setting working directory to be app directory. Then we are copying everything from local directory to this app directory. Then we are going to create another user, and we are going to change ownership of app directory to this user. We are setting that we are going to use this user with this application, and with CMD we are setting executing commands, so Python and main.py. And this document, it's exact the same both on client and server side. Now I'm going to show you what I have in main.py. So it's really simple. We are going to bind this local IP address. This is IP address of my Zima board, and I'm going to use port 11555. So we are going to bind and listen, and when we receive communication from our client, we are going to send value of our counter, and this counter is going to be value that is going to rise by 1 per every iteration. All right. Now let me show you what I have on my client side with sudo nano main.py. Of course, we are going to connect to that very same address with on very same port number, and we are going to wait for communication to receive. When we receive that communication, we are going to print message to the screen. First I'm going to execute these two applications in order for you to see that everything is operational. So I'm going to use Python 3 to run main.py on server side. Now I'm going to exit first. I'm going to use Python 3 to run main.py on client side. Wait a bit, because first we have 5 seconds pause, and we are counting. All right, this is operational. I'm going to stop execution of my server, and just for housekeeping stuff, sudo netstat tanup grep 11555. All right, sudo kill 9. I want to kill this entire process. So 48528, 48529. All right, let's try again. Yeah, we are clear. So I'm going to clear my screen, and now what we need in order to build a Docker Compose project. We need a Docker Compose YAML file. So that is what we are going to do now. First, I'm going to navigate to my root directory, and that is directory with both of these two directories, both client and server. In here, we have to create our YAML file. So I'm going to use sudo nano local directory docker-compose YML. All right. So first we have to set version. So version column space in quotation marks 3.8. In next line, of course, this is a YAML file. We need to be careful about indentation. If you don't know how YAML files work, check my episode about that subject. Now we are going to create services, column, next line, tab. First is going to be server, and build, we are going to provide path to root directory of the server, so it's server. Now ports, I'm going to set ports with minus 11555 column 11555. I'm going to explain better in next episode what this port mapping is. Because every Docker container has internal network, and that network it's not publicly visible. This first port number, it's port number that we are going to use in order to access that container. And this second port number, it's port number that our application uses. So for example, you could run your web server at port 8080, but for outside world could be just 80. So when you try to access port 80, you are going to access that Docker container, and you are going to be transferred to port 8080 on your service. And for now, we are just going to use 11555, and we are going to set networks. Be very careful about spelling, and I'm going to call it my net, and I'm going to provide it with a static IP address, so with IPv4 underscore address column space, and I'm going to use address 172.5.5.5. You can use any address that you like. I'm going to show you how to create that network in a moment. And now I'm going to copy this entire portion of the code and paste it. And now instead of server, we are going to have client build client. I'm going to add some other port like 1155.6 networks is going to be my net. So we are going to have these both containers on the same network, and we have to add some other IP address for our client. And now we are going to define network. So networks, sorry, name of my network, it's my net. Then we need to provide command IPAM. Under this command we are going to set driver to, there are multiple kinds of drivers. We are going to talk about that in some of upcoming episodes. For now I'm going to set config for this network, and only thing that we are going to set is subnet. We have to provide subnet for this network, but that must be in quotation marks. So 172.5.5.0/24. So first 24 bits are masked. All right, I'm going to write this out. I'm going to exit from this document, and now what we have to do, we have to use sudo docker but no, first we have to change something in our client. We have to change this IP address. In order for this to work, we need to use internal IP address 172.5.5.5. This is new address of our server. This is actually address of our server that we are going to use from inside container. I'm going to write this out. I'm going to exit. Let's go with server. First I have to navigate to server. Now sudo nano main.py, and we also need to change this IP address. So 172.5.5.5. Write this out. cd ... Let me check Docker Compose once again. So server address it's 172.5.5.5. All right. Now we are going to build this project with sudo docker compose build, and we are building. All right. Now in order to start this project, we are going to use docker compose, and if we are starting new images, we are going to use command up. If we are stopping and starting, we are going to use command start. Now I am going to start these two images. All right, everything is up and running. Now let me show you with sudo docker container ls what we have. We have these two containers running, and let me show you sudo docker network ls. You see that we have KST mynet. It's of type bridge. And now what we are going to do, we are going to do network inspect KST mynet, and you can see that we have both of these containers connected to this network. We have KST server on 5.5.5, and we have KST client on 5.5.6. All right, and now I'm going to use docker compose stats. You can see that we have both of these containers running, and they are exchanging messages. So guys, that would be all for this episode. In next episode we are also going to cover Docker. So that's all for now. I hope that you learned something new and interesting. So please like, subscribe, and see ya!